Hi, my name is Bianca Naranjo, and this is my audience. And that is my visual aid. As humans, the most common wrong act that we all share is lying. Overall findings indicate that 64% of men and women say that lying is somewhat justified, compared to 42% of respondents from an IPSOS public affairs poll conducted in 2006. The majority of individuals agree that lying is not always bad. However, the feeling of being a liar is negative in society. This is contradictory to what most individuals say when asked if lying is bad. Well, today we will uncover why most people say lying is not always bad, and why, when confronted with the idea associated with lying or being a liar, takes a negative definition, thus revealing our own internal bias that will be shown through definitions and experiences. To begin, I want to acknowledge how lying is defined. Every word has a denotative and connotative meaning. The denotative meaning of a word is the dictionary definition. To lie is an inaccurate or untrue statement. This definition is objective and relatively neutral in meaning. The connotative meaning is the idea or the feelings that the word invokes in someone. The connotation of lie is associated with words like deceit, deception, disinformation. As you can see, lie becomes more negative, harboring words with a more nasty denotative definition. Before understanding why the two definitions differ so vastly, we must understand why individuals lie and the feelings that result in those lies. There is a spectrum that majority of individuals agree with and what lies are acceptable, and other lies that society deems as wrong. Growing up, our parents would lie to us often, things like Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, or about conversations only meant for adult ears. According to WebMD editorial contributioners, people lie for many reasons. Most people lie occasionally to avoid hurting someone's feelings or to get out of uncomfortable social situations. These are generally known as white lies because they are intended to avoid harm and are generally about trivial matters. Many white lies are only partially false or exaggerating the truth. On the other end of the spectrum are real lies. In a 2022 article, it finds that some people lie about malicious reasons. These lies often carry serious consequence for other people and may lead to situations people consider unjust or unfair. It does not feel good to lie. It does not feel good to be lied to when some people are. It does not feel good to be lied to, but some things are easier to get over than others. An article titled, "Is It Ever Okay to Lie?" goes over the effects of being lied to. The article says with a real lie, the intent is malicious and the consequence is serious. While with a white lie, often more harmless bending of the truth, the intent is benign and positive, and usually the consequence isn't major. This explains why an individual would not be upset with their parents about lying about Santa Claus compared to an individual who's being lied about cheating and results in never feeling secure in a relationship. Finally, I want to uncover why internal bias lying exists. Lying has a very different denotative and connotative definition. Why is this? Let's think about it. Are you more likely to remember what it felt like to be lied about your appearance when you did not feel your best, or being lied to by a friend who promised never to tell your deepest, darkest secret? Chances are you are more likely to remember the second one because it was more traumatic. Lying has a large difference in connotative and denotative definitions because connotative harps on feelings. In this case, it would be a negative feeling because you are more likely to remember situations that are traumatic for you compared to white lies that never really affected you. However, let us remember a connotation is a feeling a word invokes. A denotation is what the word actually means. If these words were on a trip, the connotation would be the baggage and the denotation would be the traveler. A word would not have a connotation without the feelings that are invoked, plus the definition. Thus, we must look at ourselves when understanding the negative connotation of lying and consider if our own internal bias causes it. At one moment in time, we have been lied to, some more than others and others worse than some. We all have unique ideas of what it feels like to be lied to. Our internal bias clouds our connotation of what it means to lie because of the feelings stirred up behind those real lies. In conclusion, lying is not always bad. Lying's dictionary definition is relatively objective and neutral. After our internal bias grasps lying is when the meaning becomes negative. However, malicious lies do affect people and their daily lives. It is because people hurt others for their benefit and lying evokes such a negative feeling. With that being said, I leave you with the words of Ellen DeGeneres. Thank you and be kind to one another.